sit on down, sit on down, sit on down the road. You're going to be seated for the entire class. Welcome, everyone. We are Ageless Balance. I'm Ron. We're going to get today, we're going to do stretching. It's all about the stretch. For today, it is. Find your neutral first. Let's start there. I always have to think about that. Shoulder blades back, chest out, ears, shoulders, hips. You know the neutral position. Roll the shoulders back as far as they'll go. That's not neutral. That's not natural. Just drop them down so they fall right under the ears. That is your natural neutral position. First thing we're going to do is just bring the arms up on the side a little bit. We're going to work our way into each one of these. So bring the arms up. Start taking some little deeper breaths. Start pushing the stomach out as you breathe in through the nose. Getting a little more air, a little more oxygen into the bloodstream. Bring it back down. And what we're doing is here, start bringing the elbows or the hands up, bending the elbows. Flexing the elbows is what we're doing. Up, shoulders back. Start bringing them back a little bit. A little more stretch through the front of the shoulders, to the chest. Back down, 2 more, because we're going to end up with the hands behind the head. That's where we're going to go. Shoulder blades back and down. Last one. Here's where we end up. Cupping the back of the head, not pushing it down. Elbows right straight out. Key to this one. The reason we do this is so we can get those elbows back. Chin up. You feel the shoulder blades go right back. Put you in neutral position right there. And just do little circles with the elbows. Start with that. Start with the circles with the elbows. Forward and back. Take your time. This is a small move. This is a very small move. And around. The other thing you can do is take the hands out to the outside of the head, but make sure those elbows are going back as far as you can as you rotate around through that shoulder, getting it warmed up. Down and out. All right. Hands together in front. Palms, fists, fingers intertwined, shoulders around just a little bit. So we're working our way through the shoulders here and around to the other side. Small move, small move. We're just getting to the big stuff. Working our way to it. Start turning the torso with it. Follow the hands. And around to the other side. Hips don't move. Sits bones flat on the floor. Flat on the chair. It's flat on something. Flat on the chair. Back over to the other side. Take your time with this. Don't swing back and forth. All you're trying to do is get that upper back to rotate through the middle of the spine where the rotation happens. Bring it down. Bring the arms down. Shake that out. Let's go. Warming up the hips, warming up the knees. Little movements. Heels up off the floor first. We'll work our way into this. We'll walk our way into it. So bring up the heels first. Then start bringing the foot up off the floor like that. Don't do the thing backwards like I did. That was wrong. Don't do what I do. All right, opposite hand, opposite arm. Opposite hand, opposite arm. Opposite arm, opposite leg. I had to get up early. I had to take my wife to the airport this morning. She's back in your neck of the woods. Up. Get that knee just a little bit higher as you do those steps. Start going slower, getting it up just a little bit higher. Always watch that back. Make sure you're not leaning forward. Right straight up and up. Warming up the hip flexors we are. Stretching the back of the legs through the glutes, the butt muscles. And right there. Grab onto one leg, behind the thigh, shin, whatever works for you. And we're going to roll the shoulder blades back, getting that chest out. Foot is in alignment, foot, knee, toe, hips. Everything's right straight up, and that should be with the shoulder as well. We always want to make sure those joints are stacked, even when we're sitting. And release. Other side, same thing. Grab onto the shin, thigh. You can bring it in that way. But what you're doing here is as you bring it in, roll the shoulder blades back, scoop that chest out. Deep breath in and exhale, letting that leg come down. Again. Legs apart just a little bit. Hands out front. Roll the shoulders out. What we want to do is get a stretch through the upper back, through the shoulder blades, not leaning forward, not putting the chin to the chest, but just kind of doing this hip hinge into this. Weight goes into the feet, and roll the shoulders out. Fantastic stretch for the upper back, for the back of the shoulders. Hands up. Hands up. You're under arrest. Right there. Down again. One more time. So it's a hip hinge with a forward reach. Out. Stretch the upper back. Hands up again overhead. So I bring the hands up overhead first so that you can get those shoulder blades back. Make sure that you've got that spine arched back. And then use the shoulders, use the hands to bring you up, not the lower back. And bring the arms down. We're just going to go down with the arms this time instead of up. So shoulder blades are still back. Everything's the same. You just reach and come back up. How high you go doesn't matter. Or how low you go doesn't matter. Just take it down. Stretching out those inner thighs. Feeling those groin muscles stretch. And up. Back down. Knees are out. Don't let the knees collapse as you come down. They stay out. And bring it up. We're going to stretch out the back, the lower back. As you go down, bring the hands underneath the chair. Chin stays up. Don't bring the chin to the chest. That is wrong. No matter how many people do it in videos, and I see it all the time, but it's usually younger people who are doing it. And back up one more time. Take it down where they let that chin go down. Head's going all the way down to the floor. That is not good for us. And bring it back up. Roll the shoulders back. Bring yourself up. That felt good. Arms up on the sides, right here. Feet are straight. You got that neutral position. You got that alignment all the way through. You got the arms back, or arms out, shoulder blades are back. Starting out with the arms out here, we're going to take, we did bottom half, we're going to do top half this time. From the middle to the top, and back down. Nice little bends in the elbows, keeping those shoulder blades back. You want to feel the shoulder blades moving back there. You want to feel the work happening between the shoulder blades. You want to have them back that deep as you come up. And back down. Come up as high as is comfortable for you. It may be hard to get up way up over the head. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Get up where you can, to that spot that you can get to, as much range of motion, and bring it back down. Whatever you get as you're doing these, you will get more. Up. Extra value is what you get. And back down again. Check it out. All right, we're going to go arms and legs. Arms out to the side, holding them, shoulder blades are back, lifting up the heel, bringing that leg up. Just that. That's all there is to it. Bring it up. And then we're going to, that's all there is to it. What? Hands in. Still keep those legs going. Keep the back straight, shoulder blades. Elbows are back as far as you can get them. You're squeezing them together. Then we're going to do a rotation through the shoulders, reaching for that opposite knee. And back in, around, and in. Don't let the knee flare out, cave in. Bring it right straight up. Bring the arms across and down. If you're going to move that knee, you can take and turn the entire leg out and then back in, but don't twist the hips. Don't roll out to it. Don't bring the foot into you or the knee into you. Up and across, up. You may not be able to touch your knee. That's fine. You don't have to touch your knee. There's no reason you need to touch your knee. You need to rotate the shoulders. That's what you need to do. And around. It's just a cue. That's all you're looking for. I need to make this hand go over here. Okay. That's what you need. And back down. So these cues are not, you got to do that. What it is I'm setting you into a position, into a frame that will allow you to really be able to focus on doing the movement right. Yes, there is a reason. Hand up. Grab onto the side of your head. We're going to do teapot. I love teapot. Right here. Arm out to the side. Nice. This is a great stretch. Get that elbow back as far as you can. Feel the stretch through the shoulder, bottom of the shoulder, going through the rib cage. Up. Keep the head in alignment with the spine. So what you don't want is to be down here, putting all kinds of stress on the neck. And back up again. Take it down. Bring that other hand up. So the elbow goes towards the floor, arm comes up, stretch it out, and nice and slow, using the muscles on the obliques on the opposite side, they contract, bringing you down over there, and reach, and back up again. And back to the middle. Slow movements, and back. So again, hand, you're not supposed to look like a teapot. That's not what we're doing. We're taking that hand, we're bringing it and driving that elbow back so that you stay in neutral position. Hand goes out, rolling that other shoulder blade back, coming down on the side. Head stays up with the spine, straight line all the way into the head. Bring it up, over the top. Now you're really working those obliques on that short side or on the contracted side now by having that hand way out to the outside. That hand is lever length, arm way out there. A little extra work involved here. Take your time on the way down. Exhale as you get to the bottom. Contract those muscles. Bring it back up. It is just like when we do core work. Down, because it is core work. That would be why, is loyal stretching. And down. So you want to get exhale. Sits bones stay flat on the chair. Nothing moves there. Everything is from the hips up. And then bring it back up. Bring the arms down. Let's give them a rest. Come out as far as you can on the edge of the chair. As far as you're comfortable. Here's what we're going to do. Grab onto the back of the thigh. We're going to extend and come back in. Let's start out here. Both hands behind the thigh. Fingers intertwined. As you grab the back of that thigh, you're going to roll the shoulder blades back. And one way to do this, if you have problems picking up through the thigh, is lean into it, bring the hands up, and then roll the shoulder blades back, and that will put you in that neutral spine. And then out and back in. Extend at the knee, stretching the muscles, hamstring muscles in the back of the thigh. And now we get to the top. Bring the toe back. Feel the stretch from the heel up to the knee. And then relax and back down. So relax the toe. We come up. Hamstrings in the top of the back of the top half of the legs stretches out. Bring the toe back, and then you're going to feel the calf muscles. Man, calf muscles in the lower leg stretching out. And bring it down. 2 more times. Up, relax toe. Stop at the top. Extend a little bit more so you can feel those hamstrings stretch out. Get the shoulder blades back. Make sure you're still in neutral. Then bring the toe back. Relax. Relax. And relax. Other side. So again, starting out, shoulder blades back. That hip hinge. Hip hinge, always. Coming down. All that moves is right here at the hips. You're not rolling the shoulders down to get it. So right here. Right here. Back stay straight. Grab onto the thigh. Bring it in. Use those hands to lift up. Roll the shoulder blades back. Bring it up with you. Keeping that spine straight. And extend at the knee. Just a couple of these first. Out. And back in. Extend out. And back. Let's get the calf muscle involved. We're working the hamstrings. Toe out. Toe in. Great stretch. Wow, those calf muscles were a lot tighter than the other side. And relax back down. Shoulder blades back one more time. So start out. Get yourself reset. You'll feel the shoulders go. This gravity, that weight of that leg is going to pull them forward. Up. Toe out. Relax it. Hamstrings. And then pull that toe in for the calf muscles. Relax. And down one more time. Shoulder blades back, chest out. Reset. Up. Toe in. Out. Down. And down. Whew. Felt that. Grab onto the bottom of the chair. We're going to do those again, but this time hanging onto the bottom of the chair. Get those shoulder blades back, or grab onto the back of the chair. Up to you. Whichever's the right one for you. Back here or down here. Shoulder blades back. You're forcing yourself in that position. And do that. March that we did, picking that foot up. Extend at the knee. Grab onto that chair. Hold those shoulder blades back. In and down. You don't have to bring the knee up very high. Shoulder blades back. Chest is out. Up. Out. In and down. Switch off again. Up. Make sure everything's in alignment. Knee, toe, hip. On both sides, even on the stationary leg. What can happen is as you're picking it up, that leg wants to fall out. Work those muscles all up and down the leg to hold it in place. Shoulder blades are back. Out. In and down. That wasn't really a stretch. I just wanted to do it. Okay, we did that. We did that now. All right, we're going to go into that hip hinge again. Feet apart just a little bit. Take it down, hands on the thighs. Straight down. Oh, feels so good on the back. Take the hands, push yourself back up again one more time. Bring my feet out a little wider so I can get a little deeper into it. Just find what's right for you. And push back up. Here's what we're going to do. Two things from down there. With the legs farther apart, we're going to take the hands outside of the thighs, keep the shoulder blades back. Only come down as far as you can keep the head up, and you can keep those shoulder blades back. If you start to collapse down looking at the floor, you're too far. Roll the shoulder blades back into a reverse fly. Squeeze it. And back down. You're going to feel stretch through the chest. You're also going to feel those muscles working, those posture muscles in the upper back between the shoulder blades. Squeeze. And back down. One more time. Up. Roll the shoulder blades back. Bring yourself up to seated. Arms down. Bring the feet in. Again, hands down on the sides. Take the right hand. Put it on the outside of the thigh. Take the left hand and raise that up. Rotating the shoulder. Don't let the hips turn. Don't let that sits bone come up off the chair. You want right in there, plastered onto the chair. Nothing moves below the hips or below the torso. Up and back down again. Keep the head up. Knees, legs are right here to catch you so that you don't drop down as you're doing this. It's to protect you. Again, it's a cue. It's to prevent your body from dropping down and you hurting your lower back. Up and back down. Hands on the thighs. Push yourself up. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. First thing, just around, reach forward, and then turn and bring them back. So up and out, arms out, shoulder blades roll out, and then bring them around. Rotate the hands so you're getting that rotation through the shoulder, really opening that shoulder socket up, getting as much fluid in there, as much movement. All right, this time, as you come forward, I want you to go into that hip hinge again. I want you to do that. Reach out. Stretch. Arms up, arms back, hands opposite direction, and bring it all back down again. So it's up, around, reaching forward, and then bring the arms down, up, and back, all the way. Using those arms, using those shoulders to help bring you up. These are all sorts of really good ways to be able to get up when you're down on the floor, if you're in a chair, if you're on the couch and you need to be able to stand up, you roll those shoulder blades back together to help bring the back up, or if you bend over. All right. All right. Up on the balls of the feet. Heels up. Just for now, heels up. Let's do that. Start there. Right there, shoulder blades back. And then just bringing the balls of the feet off the floor, just a little bit. Up and up. Keep the shoulder blades back, chest is out. Find your neutral. If you can't, grab onto the back of the chair. I'd like you to have that glute fold between the butt and the thighs right on the edge of the seat there. And hold on to the back of the chair. I'd rather have you be out here where you're challenging yourself than to be back on the chair doing this. But if that's where you need to be, perfect. But use the chair as well. Remember, that is there for you. And up, just a little bit faster. So it's not a big move. It's just pushing off the balls of the feet. This is an agility move. There's more than stretching in here. I lied. It's not all about stretching. It's all about many things. Up, but it's all seated things with no weights. That's a good thing, right? Right? And bring it back down again. That was just fun. Ankle rotations. Right foot out, shoulder blades back. Find your neutral. This one, get out to the edge of the chair as much as you can. Really get yourself out there. You can hold on to the chair. If you're feeling uncomfortable, you can put your palms of the hands on the seat and then roll the shoulder blades back using the hands as kickstands, and then just lift that up a little bit so you can get that rotation through the ankle. Slow moves as big as your ankle will let you go, which a lot of times isn't a lot. Ankle joints, we don't use them enough. And the other direction, we don't use them correctly. We don't put them under any type of a load, except for walking. But there's no movement through the ankles to get that flexibility in there, to get that strength. So we want to put it in and drop that foot down. Other foot, same thing. Extend out. Use this as a brace leg, that stationary leg on the floor. Foot's flat on the floor. Help you from twisting the torso. Got those arms back, shoulder blades back. This is not a leg exercise. It's an ankle exercise. So use the chair for everything you can to hold you up, because it doesn't matter how high that leg is up or that you're working those front of the thighs or the hip flexors. Don't matter. It's not what the exercise is. This is just the ankles. That's it. Just the ankles. And around. And down. Rolls. Ankle rolls. Front to back. So up, heels up. I gotta get my feet out a little more. Heels up, toes up. Don't swing. Don't just let the momentum, gravity do the work here. Shoulders are back. You got at the edge of the chair. You're holding on to the bottom for dear life. Down, toes up. Balls of the feet hit first, and then the heels come up. It's a slow movement. You're controlling every inch of this. Every bit of movement through that ankle is happening because of you, not because of gravity, not because of momentum. Up. And heels up. What we're looking for is stretch here. So get those heels up as high as you can. Same with the toes. Down. Stretch out the back of the leg, back of the heels. Back of the ankle. Back up. I don't think there's a front of the heel. Up. One more time. Toes up. Heels up. And, excuse me, back down again. All right. Roll the feet out. Get the knees out there. All you're trying to do is find that place where you can get the heels or the bottom of the foot to roll in, and just let the legs fall to the outside. Don't push this. Do not push this one. Just go as far as you can. You can feel the stretch. Yeah, it's all the farther you want to go on this one. And just kind of hold in there. Couple deep breaths. Just feels good. So I'm going to stay here for a while because it feels good. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. In. Feet down flat on the floor. Bring the knees together. Harder one. Inward. Bring those knees in. All you want to get is stretch through the ankles, outside of the ankle, by getting just a little bit of a bend, inward bend, internal rotation through the ankle. And relax. Again, out to the outside. Feel the stretch on the outer part of the ankle. Make sure you got those shoulder blades back. And down, and then in the other way. In the other way. Just bent the other way, which is in. And release. Back. Feet side by side. Lots of rotation here. Out and in. Toes together, get the heels out. And then out and in. Heels together, toes out. Heels out. Heels in. Toes in. Toes out. Heels out. Toes out one more time. out, in, heels, and together. Just get as much rotation through just the ankle as you can. So just keep everything solid right here. Pick the toes up, heels are on the floor, pivot off that heel, toes up, nothing else moves. Pick up off on the balls of the feet and pivot, heels out as far as they'll go. And down, again, toes up and out and down, heels out. On the ball of the foot, bring the heels up. Feel the stretch all the way across Achilles tendon, back of the heel or back of the ankle, as well as through the foot. As you're doing that, bringing those feet in, you're using the muscles on the inner part of the foot, inner part of the leg, and then bring the heels in, and you're there. Out, it's the opposite, using the outside muscles. Out, pulling, and back in, and in. Toes out, 45-degree angle. Get a couple more, then we'll take a break. Shoulder blades are back. We're going to bring the heels up, but I want you to make sure that the knees stay over the ankles and that you can feel the floor. Get the toes up off the floor. Feel the floor underneath the ball of the foot, inside to out. Bring those heels up. Get the knees in. Knees are going to want to roll out the minute you do that. You'll feel that you don't have any contact with the floor. Bring it in. So under that great toe, there was no floor contact. Heels down. Again, up. So this is what happens when we walk. And a lot of people, for one foot or both, but for most people, it's one foot, flares out to the side. When you do that, you're walking on the side of that foot. That ankle is always crimped on one side. The knee is always adjusting to adjust for that, to compensate for that. All right, now toes in. Knees stay apart. Up. This one's hard. Balls of the feet on the floor. Bring the heels right straight up and back down. So I can get my heels up farther, but I can't get up. I can't lift from right there. The other thing you're going to get here is different muscles working through the calves to lift, because you've got that ankle is in a different place. It's to the outside. So the muscles are working to pull out and up. So you will start working your way out to the outside of the leg. And back down one more time. Up. Knees stay apart. Toes are in. You feel the floor all the way across the ball of the foot. And back down. And in. Grab a drink of water. You deserve it. You earned it. You did. I'm proud of you all. Good job. We spent a lot of time on the ankles. We haven't done it in a couple of weeks, so I really want to make sure that we got into that. Those exercises, all those things we just did, you should be doing as often as you can. All of these you can do all the time, but especially get those ankles flexible, get those shoulders moving. We got universal joints that we need to be able to move universally. They tighten up. So I was watching somebody today when I was driving. Somebody was walking and she was looking over here and she stopped, and instead of just turning the body or turning at the torso, looking around, bringing the shoulders around, she actually stopped and was looking off to the side this way and then turned her whole body back again. That's why we lose the flexibility in the ankles. We also don't walk on uneven surfaces. We don't as much as we should. We have this tendency to stay on flat ground a lot, sidewalks, things like that. That does a lot of damage. That really takes the strength out of those ankles because they're not working anymore. You don't have to do anything. You slap that foot down. You don't even have to think about it. But we're taking all of the work out of the ankles, which means we're losing the strength and we're losing the flexibility. All right, next. I like this. This is one of my favorites. Foot out. Other foot flat on the ground. Find your neutral. Shoulder blades are back. Knee, toe, hip, all in alignment. It's a windshield wiper out to the side. Knee follows toe and back in again. Out. Stretch is happening right up here, right in the hip joint. And back up. Inner thigh, actually, for this one. In, out, Bring it back. Shoulder blades stay back. Roll it out. And then start bringing it back the other way. Now we can get the stretch we're looking for. Out to one side, knee and toe, follow each other, and then track it back. The whole leg moves to the other side. All the rotation is happening in this hip. Over and back. Over. Take your time with this. You're going to feel the muscles working on the outside of the hip and in those glutes. They're pulling that leg out as you make that rotation. So you're going to get the stretch on the inner thigh. Outside thigh is working. And then go to the other side. And now the inner thigh is pulling those inner thigh muscles, turning that leg in, stretching out the muscles on the outside. Bring it back to center. Other side, out. Little bend in the knee at all times. Find your neutral again. Hopefully you're out on the edge of the chair so you can really get that leg out there. And then rotate. Knee toe out to the side and back. Nothing else is moving. You should only feel the movement in the hip joint. Around. You can get a little more each time. And over. So I was starting to do too much. I wanted that toe to really go down. So I was lifting that sits bone up off the chair, kind of leaning out to the side. Doesn't do any good. That does nothing for that hip joint, which is what we're focusing on. And that knee and toe is your cue. They should always be pointed in the same direction instead of just the foot going back or forth or the lower leg. Bring it back in and all the way in. Is that good? That was fun. One of my favorites. Arms up on the sides. Shoulder blades are back. Roll the shoulder blades back. Let's find that neutral again. Deep breath in, exhale, bringing the arms down. Right hand grabs onto the back of the right thigh. Shoulder blades are back. Lift, pull it out, and go around. Little circles. Again, knee, toe, hip, always. You're always looking to make sure that those are in line. Yep. Yeah, what's going to happen is that leg is going to come in, foot's going to come in because these muscles are tight. And it makes it easier. We don't want easier. We want that stretch. And around. Whatever you get is what you get, and it will get better. Every time we do these, you will be just a little more flexible if we do them regularly, which we do. Around. That's the beauty of 3 times a week classes. Around. And use the hand, bring it in and down. Other side. Left hand, left thigh. First thing you do is just bring it out, make sure you get set, get those shoulder blades back, and then start doing the rotation. Bring it around. And back again. So that heel of mine wanted to come in. Those muscles wanted me to bring them in. And I'm not letting it. Instead, I'm bringing the whole leg in a little bit more so that I can get that rotation, so I can stretch that out. Opposite leg, foot flat on the floor, knee forward. I saw mine going out to the side. Around and around, bring it in and bring it down. Gonna reach. We're gonna reach. Feet apart, shoulder blades back. Get out to the edge of the chair. You got all sorts of support right here. Very important, knees and toes track together as always. Really important on this one because we're gonna just bring that hand up and over the top. We don't want to do is let that knee collapse because that's just gonna let us drop into that. And that's not what we're doing. We're stretching out the back. We're getting those vertebrae. As we lift that extended side, deep breath in, bring it back down. Keep your back straight as you do that. And other side, out. Ear, arm, shoulders, spine, all in alignment. So get your shoulder blades back. Make sure you're there. Use that hand out to the outside as ballast, bringing the other arm up. We're going to do that one more time each side. Up and over. And reach. Head up on the inside of the upper arm. And other side, one more time. Down, using those hands. Sweep up, sweep down. Reach. Sweep, Caroline. And back in. Again. Cross the feet. cross the feet. I've got leftover right. Like that. Shoulder blades are back. Just land the thighs. Arms just going to fall. So you're going to let those shoulders go to the floor. Keeping the head up just a little bit. And reach. A little bit of stretch to the lower back. We're changing the way that stretch is. Instead of just being up the spine, you're working the outsides of the back now. Hands on the thighs. Push yourself back up again. Don't use the lower back. Switch it over. Whichever foot was in front before, it's going to the back now. Ready? Shoulder blades back. Drop in. Drop in. Shoulders down. Chin stays up. So if you're laying on the thighs, you're probably looking right straight down to the floor. That's perfect. Just make sure you've got that distance between the chin and the chest, that doesn't decrease. Bringing that chin in. Hands on the thighs. Push it up. And back up. Again. Feet stay right here. Crossed. We're going to reach up to the side again. Now, as you come up, you're going to feel more of a stretch through the hips, going down into the leg a little bit, because you've got a little extra up. You're tightening that muscle up just a little bit before you even get in there. So you've got a little shorter room there. Bring it back. Other side. And back to center. Switch up. And again, up and over. Sits bones flat. Feet on the floor. Spine in alignment. Chin up. Head up. And bring it back down. Other side. Push the feet into the floor so you can get that extra stretch. Through the hips. Through that hip joint. And bring it back down. Again. Here we go. Here's a fun one. You take right hand, reach behind the back, roll the shoulder blades back. Just start there, wherever you can get with that one. It doesn't have to go behind the back. You may just have it out here, and that's fine. Little by little, you'll get some stretch in there. Take that opposite hand and just lightly keep the shoulder blades back. Bring it in. Don't get too much stretch through this. Make sure you're not hurting the shoulder. And just hold there. Take just a little bit more if you can get it. Be taking some deep breaths. And then relax. Other side, same thing. Bring that arm. Bend the elbow at 90. Roll the shoulder blades back. Start out where you can. And then just see if you can tug. Tug lightly. Sounds like it should be somebody's name. Hey, tug lightly. Cross. And relax. Bring it back. So that's a wonderful stretch for muscles that we don't normally get to when we do shoulder stretches. We're doing a rotation. Hand outside the thigh. Roll the shoulder blades back. Tennis ball between the chin and chest. Hand around to the back of the chair. Lead shoulder does the rotation. You're looking right out at the horizon. Get those shoulder blades back. Scoop them back as far as you can. And then roll and then turn the neck at the same time, looking as far back as you can, keeping the chin parallel with the floor. And back to center. So it's actually the jaw, because my chin kind of hangs down by my chest. So I can't keep that parallel with the floor unless I did one of these. All right, other hand, other side. Shoulder blades back, chest out. And rotate it. Going into it, make sure you're still driving those shoulder blades back just a couple times. Bring the neck around just a little bit more, get a little more stretch through that as well. And then coming back, you should never, ever feel that in your lower back, ever. You should feel it down the spine, about 3/4 of the way. If you feel it tweaking the lower back, get out, roll the shoulder blades back one more time, bring the chin up, and try it again, or don't go that deep into it after. If you're still feeling it when you're in good position, then don't go that deep into it, because you got leverage here. You can overdo with leverage. All right. Hands on the back of the head. This time the chin's going to come down. We're going to roll the shoulders, roll the elbows. Everything comes in. This is a great stretch for the upper back. So you're coming down, rolling the shoulders toward the floor. Elbows go the same direction. Stretch. Roll those shoulder blades out as far as you can. Feel that stretch by bringing the elbows in. Coming back up, elbows come up first. Roll the head up. Get those shoulder blades back to help you bring it up so you're not using that lower back. One more time. Coming down, rolling the spine, elbows down, shoulders toward the floor. Beautiful upper back stretch. And then bring it back up all the way using those elbows, shoulder blades, and up, hands down. Again, that's why we use the hands behind the head. We're getting all sorts of leverage to help us back up using the upper half of the body, not just that lower back doing all the work to try to lift through the spine to get us back up again. And the other thing as you come down is a good cue to bring those shoulder blades down and then back up again, nice and strong. All right. Yes, we are. Up, overhead. This is what we're going to do. Roll the shoulders, palm toward the ceiling. Other side, this is a shoulder stretch. Arm gets there, arm gets a stretch. Don't lock the elbow out. There's still room to move it. What you want to do is roll that shoulder up. You want to feel the shoulder blade, shoulder raise up as you reach up and then bring it back down. Be careful with this one. This one puts all kinds of work into these muscles at the top of the shoulder going into the neck. So really be careful. If this is the first time you're really focusing on lifting that shoulder and reaching at the same time, just go easy on it. You feel those muscles working, you're done. And bring it back down, hands down, pushing up, rotating the hand right straight up. Alternating, up. Now you're getting a stretch through the entire arm. Taking that wrist, turning as you go up, stretch goes all the way up. You still don't lock out the elbow, but you're really focused on pushing that palm of the hand up as far as it'll go and rotating around as much as you can. Up. Sit bones flat on the chair. Don't lean out to the side to try to get your hand up higher. Not about that at all. Up. That hand comes up right over the shoulder and pushes right straight up, not off to the side. And back down, around, and back down. Hip hinge, hands on the thighs. Bring it down, back is straight. Let the hands go. Roll the shoulder blades to the floor. Stretch out the lower back this time and drop into it if you want to. Whatever works for you. Push up through the hands. Up to seated. Bring the feet back in again. Down on top of the thighs. Roll down. Tighten up the core muscles. Pushing the diaphragm up, getting all the air out of the lungs. Arms up to the side. Roll it back. Using those shoulder blades again to help you come up. Using the upper back. Deep breath in. Roll the shoulder blades back as you push the stomach out so that you really get that opened up. And back down so you open those lungs up completely. All the way through. Underneath. Force all the air out. We want fresh, clean air in here to finish up with. Arms up. Shoulder blades back. Roll it up. Deep breath in. Shoulders back. Stomach out. Bring the arms down. And rest them right there. We are good. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I feel so much better. I will see you on Monday. Hopefully you feel well too. Thank you.